Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking for a different outcome this time around, the Oklahoma City Thunder took the loss in their last matchup in this season series against the Lakers. And the starting lineup for the Thunder brought to us tonight by State Farm. The front line, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins. Harden is out there with Russell Westbrook. And for the Lakers, Kobe and Matt at the wings with Big Pau Gasol at the 4. Howard is out there with Nash. Here's Westbrook. Money from the wing.
They get the first bucket of the game there.
And I think it's going to be a good one. I just got to say this. I mean, the Thunder fans have really been spoiled since the team moved to Oklahoma City. 4 years in, and they've made the playoffs in all but the first season. That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
Well, the season numbers for this club are really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
Guys, we haven't seen the type of numbers out of them at the line that we've come to expect, especially after last season.
Offensive rebound. And there's the call on Perkins. That is his first foul of the game.
Second. Team foul.
Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Back to Oklahoma City, made the playoffs, gone deep more often than not, and talked about winning over a city when they relocated Steve from Seattle. They have done that and more.
Well, that city has really embraced the franchise, Kevin, and it helps when you've got guys like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook who are not only phenomenal players to watch, but really good people who the community can embrace. So I think the love affair between the team and the community is going to last a long time. Nice strong finish, very nearly a three-point play opportunity.
Yeah, when you stay aggressive, good things happen.
Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. You know, big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
Kobe Bryant. Count the bucket.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike D'Antoni had a few minutes for me. He's thrilled with their play on the offensive end of the floor, saying it's all coming together for us. The ball movement is great, and when someone doesn't have it, they're cutting and fighting to get open. It's just fun basketball to coach and to watch. Let's have some fun ourselves, guys.
Okay, Doris, appreciate the information. I think, guys, it's not the first time that shooting has been a focus for this team.
Well, it's always something that they've tried to concentrate on. You work hard in practice. You work on your craft. You work on your strategy, your execution, but you never know if the ball's going to go in or not. And
we've seen it ring up dividends. When they take that very disciplined approach to their offense, it usually pays off.
And, Steve, to follow up on your point, the whole aspect of Hollywood has always been a big lure for the Lakers as far as recruiting Clark free agents.
We've seen it over the years with all the big names they've gotten assigned in free agency. No doubt about it, the Lakers are still one of those destination teams for a lot of players in the league.
Here's Kobe. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. And Kobe Bryant again. Kobe's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, guys, with Kobe, it's all about the ability to create his own shot wherever and whenever he wants. And he does it with a combination of size, speed, and tremendous footwork.
Yeah, Steve, but it doesn't end there. I mean, even if you do manage to stick with him and get a hand in his face, it really doesn't matter. Hands just don't seem to bother him at all. His concentration level and confidence at such a high mark. Once he gets it going, there's really no slowing him down.
That's his first personal foul.
Well, it is absolutely remarkable how Steve Nash has been able to maintain his athleticism at his age. I think it's a testament to great dedication to conditioning and nutrition. He actually says that he's quicker now than he was as a rookie back in '96, and I don't find that hard to believe because he was heavier. He transformed his whole body from the time he came into the league until then.
He's had to because of the back issue and other things. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything stands out west. Taking a look at the Lakers and checking out Oklahoma City, tied up with them. Now here's Westbrook. 26 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
And what an extraordinary display of passing in that game, too, Kevin. He was making all the right decisions offensively.
And Steve Nash, not the run and jump athlete, Steve, we so often think of in the NBA, but it's his balance and his agility, and when you were running the Phoenix Suns, you saw it firsthand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think there was a player in the league with better core strength than Steve Nash. Just the balance, the conditioning. He worked so hard constantly on his game and on his body. It's one of the reasons why he's been able to stand the test of time and be so good for such a long period of time.
Here's world peace. Offensive rebound. Hill kicks to Howard. Westbrook with the steal. Here's Martin. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, Clark, they really shot terribly from downtown in that one. Eventually paid the price for it.
They sure did. I mean, sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but theirs wasn't quite strong enough.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Pau Gasol's checked in for Howard. Kobe comes in for Meta World Peace. And it's Nash in for Chris Duhon. And Westbrook, here we go. Pass to Martin. Back to Westbrook. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. And that one's good. Durant.
And you can just see what his offense means to this team. I mean, it's obvious. They really rely on him to score the basketball.
Hill, a screen on Westbrook. Bryant. Kobe Bryant loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Well, that's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Good.
Love the finish there. Not much defense, though.
Hill sets the screen for Kobe. Over Westbrook. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Lakers lead. 13. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
And it's really been a dominant effort on the glass. That's been the key here.
Yeah, they've established nice low post presence, which always tends to help you on the rebounding battle.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So the Thunder 5 right now. Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins, their front court trio. Russell Westbrook out there with Martin.
Well, you think about the trade that brought Pau Gasol to the Lakers. That's what transformed them into a championship team, because he gave them that interior presence, the passing ability as a big man, and the complement to Kobe Bryant. It's been a huge factor in L.A.
Kobe gets a screen from Gasol, deflects the pass, and now running it up the court, Martin pushing it up. Westbrook throws down the alley-oop slam.
I'm not sure if any play is going to top that one.
Maybe the only play that could beat it is another alley-oop jam.
Yep. Even then, it'd be hard to execute it any better than that one.
There's the feed to Duhon. There's the three. And it's good. Duhon's got 6.
Well, he wasn't going to miss that. I mean, they were way too late to get to him out there.
Going back to Gasol, you know, his ability to play both the center and the power forward position has been a huge help.
Yeah, always one of my favorite players to watch, Pau Gasol. Quick, skilled, he's 7 feet tall, every bit of it. Can play the floor and face up and hurt people. I think he's gotten better each and every year he's been in L.A., and that's a testament to his work ethic.
Defense didn't give him any space there.
Throws up the alley-oop. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And here's a look at some of the most multi-dimensional players in the NBA. Not only can they pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring point guards this season. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And you just can't say enough about the value of a player like him who can attack a defense in so many different ways from the point.
Yeah, you know, you're right. For him to be providing the individual scoring he has, as well as keeping all his teammates so involved in the offense, that's a hard job, and it's an ideal combination for a point guard.
Kevin Durant.
Shots good by Durant.
And when you play against him, guys, you know that it's going to be very tough to deny him if he gets in close. So you've got to body him. You can't let him get positioned down by the hoop. Otherwise, he'll just torture you down there.
And you know what else? I love how comfortable he is rising up and knocking down jumpers straight off his dribble. He doesn't need a fancy setup to be effective.
Kobe's checked in for Darius Morris. Looking at Oklahoma City, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
Now, Kevin, I'm all for aggressive defense, but they were over the top in that game and wound up in a lot of foul trouble.
Well, Steve, you and I both know it, Kevin as well. There's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless. Clearly, they were the latter.
Here is Durant, following the bucket by the Lakers. Back to Westbrook. Outside, Martin. Lets it fly from 18. Outside for Durant. He kicks to Martin. Another shot. They grab their own miss. They shoot again. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
I think the thing that sets Kevin Durant apart is the fact that he's about 7 feet tall, and yet he's got elite shooting guard skills. I don't know if anybody in the history of the league has had his ability to shoot with range and to create shots with his ball handling at 25 feet. Just amazing.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Lakers. World Peace comes in for Meeks.
And now we'll check out some of the numbers for Dwight Howard. 3rd in rebounding, 4th in blocks, and his field goal percentage has been off the charts. He's in the top 5 in the NBA in terms of shooting accuracy.
And you talked about his place among the leaders in rebounds per game, Steve. Just about nobody matches his work ethic down in the low post.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Clark going back to Durant's height, 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, whatever you want to agree on. The Thunder have even started to play him at power forward in certain situations. He can bring the ball up as a point. He can play the 2 with his shooting. I mean, he's all over the floor.
What he brings with his package of shooting, speed, scoring ability, and strength is only going to enhance all of that presently and as he moves forward in his career.
Here's Cephalosha. Count that one. And the Thunder lead by 2.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
So here's Westbrook following the basket by Kobe Bryant. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That is his first foul of the game. Machine Thabit, he's checked in for the Thunder. Reggie Jackson comes in for Kevin Martin. Now here's Westbrook. 9 points in the game so far. Feeds it to Thabit. Howard with the steal.
I'd like to see a 2-for-1 situation here, Clark.
I agree. I think it's always good to give yourself that last shot.
That's his second.
I like that foul. You don't want to give up an easy 2 in transition.
No, you don't want to give up a layup. Make him earn them from the stripe, and maybe you get a break and he makes only one of the free throws or misses them both.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Gasol. Jody Meeks comes in for Kobe. And it's Duhon in for Steve Nash. Andre Liggins, he's checked in for the Thunder. Maynard comes in for Russell Westbrook. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Maynard is a leader and a playmaker when he's on the floor. Loves to have the ball in his hands. Very pure, traditional point guard trying to set up his teammates, but he can also score when called upon.
Well, that's what the good point guards do. Often you don't have to go out and force anything. You just have to be willing to get the ball to your teammates in the places that suit them best. Darius Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Duhon dishes to Hill. The Thunder pull it in. 16 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The Thunder have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And the Thunder making a change here. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
He's taking care of business at the line, and you expect nothing less from him. Of course, a terrific shooter from the stripe.
Here's Meeks. Shoots over Maynard. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And we're through 2 here in a good one.
Your Lakers, 28. Brooklyn, 29.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Kobe Bryant really making a difference here.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far, and not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
Kobe, Meta, and Pau Gasol are the guys that make up the 2, 3, and 4 slots. Nash out there with Howard. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half.
Yeah, he had tunnel vision on that pass. He was really focused on the target, never did see the defender.
Kobe, no good.
Great close out there, forcing the errant shot.
Well, he made it a tough shot again. He didn't give up on it, and he got a hand up.
The Thunder have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Well, what you love about Kevin Martin is just the efficiency offensively. He makes a lot of three-pointers, and he gets to the line at will. He's quick, and he develops angles on his drives where he draws a lot of contact, forcing the officials to call fouls.
Defensive foul.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time.
First personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Westbrook kicks to Durant. From deep. Cannot hit. Great tee that time from World Peace. And going back to what you said about Kevin Martin, Steve, 2 seasons ago, he was 3rd in the league in three-pointers made. And Clark, he was 1st in the league in free throws made. What in the world's happened to this guy?
Yeah, that's the most unusual combination you'll see statistically, I think, Kevin. You don't get fouled much when you're shooting from the outside, but he has a tremendous knack when he's healthy and at his best for getting into the paint and drawing fouls, too.
4 straight misses. They've got to find a way to get back on track.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Gasol. And it's Jody Meeks in for Kobe. And that one's good.
Well, Thunder head coach Scott Brooks had some pretty good days in his NBA career. Actually went undrafted out of UC Irvine, but ended up playing in the CBA and then played, I think, 8 or 9 years in the NBA. Ended up winning a title with Houston in 1994.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Well, a break on the floor, so let's talk about the league's small forward, shall we, for a second, and see which of them have led the league in free throw shooting this season. Kevin Durant, number 1.
And that means he can afford to be very aggressive as a slasher because of how proficient he is at the foul line.
I really would like to see him get even better at drawing contact and getting himself to the line. I mean, unless there's a drop-off in that tremendous percentage of his, that's what he should be trying to do every time.
The Thunder have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. I mean, you look at the numbers, impressive.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
Kobe's shot is off. Well, you mentioned Coach Brooks and his background as a point guard. You see a lot of former point guards, I think, Steve, becoming head coaches.
Yeah, it's true, Kevin. You think about the guys who have had to lead teams as point guards. It's a natural transition for them to go into coaching. They're used to directing traffic. They're used to kind of figuring things out during a game, so they have to think their way through a contest. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that point guards sometimes make good coaches.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Kobe Bryant.
You know, guys, every year they take a survey of NBA GMs, and one of the questions last year was, who's the toughest player in the league? Kobe Bryant got the most votes, and it wasn't even close.
Nick Collison's checked in for Oklahoma City. Going back to Kobe Bryant and his toughness, he plays through injuries that other players, it seems like, Clark succumbed to.
Yeah, broken fingers, and he had a torn ligament in his wrist last season on his shooting hand, no less, and found a way to play through it. He's got a strong will to play.
Here's Nash. That's good. Nash has got his first bucket in this one. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That will get him his fourth foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
Steve Nash is an 8-time All-Star, a 2-time MVP. I think a lot of people forget about that, and also has this unfortunate distinction. He's played the most playoff games of any player who didn't make the finals, but that still doesn't diminish what's been Hall of Fame.
Those are back-to-back MVP tests.
Right.
And now a look at where Kevin Durant sits in the rankings. 3rd in scoring, 3rd in free throw shooting, and his three-point field goal accuracy has been really impressive. He's ranked in the top 15.
And Steve, you mentioned his unbelievable points per game ranking. I mean, this guy is a guy I would call buckets.
World peace, the pass to Kobe. They get it back. A nice shot by Howard.
He was not to be denied that time, guys. Fought his way to the glass and came up with the points.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. Right side, Durant goes back up. And it's Ibaka getting it to go. Ibaka's got his first 2 points of the night.
And that's why you love this guy. I mean, tremendous work on the offensive boards. He just gets you second chance points.
Gasol dishes to world peace. 3-pointer. Gasol passes to Kobe. Lets the 3 fly. That is good. Kobe's got 5 points in the quarter.
Not his quarter scoring-wise. He's just 1 for 7 from the field.
Durant attacking, and he drops it in from the low post. Durant's got 12 in the game.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that one in. He's got the softest touch around the basket. Impressive.
Here's Kobe, and the rejection by Ibaka. Down low, here's Martin, and yes, sir, that one drops. Now it's a 6-point Thunder lead.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Here's Westbrook, and no good trying to get that one. And as we end the third quarter on break,
39 of the 43.
Lakers trailed by 4. So the Thunder 5 right now. The front line, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins. Martin is out there with Russell Westbrook. Now, here is Morris. And the call will be against Kevin Martin. That foul number 2 for him. Meeks inside the three-point line.
Jody Meeks with
That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Meeks got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Lakers. Outside Durant. On the mark with the 15-footer. The Lakers shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. For 3, Kobe. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Fires from 14. And Kevin Martin, the bucket on the assist by Perkins.
Well, after all those struggles in the first half, he has really picked it up here in the second.
Cloak loose. And here we go with Westbrook heading to the hoop. Throws up. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Sweet finish there, showing you some major strength and the ability to sky.
I rode that elevator right to the top floor.
Explosive hops. I'll tell you what, he can really catch you off guard.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Pau Gasol's checked in for Hill. World Peace comes in for Kobe. And it's Nash in for Chris Jewell. And the Lakers making a change here. Ryan's checked in. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni had to say to his team. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Here's Kobe, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Gets it to go. 20 points for Kobe Bryant. The Thunder leading by 9. Outside Westbrook. Back to Durant. Gets it to go. Durant's got 4 points in the quarter.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here, just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high quality shot, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
And here's Westbrook, following the three-pointer by Kobe Bryant. Westbrook kicks to Durant. Over Howard. Again, Oklahoma City.
Timeout.
Boy, are they on a tear.
You know what, Stephen? Offensively, you sometimes don't know how or why it happened, but you just... ride the wave as long as it's flowing.
Lakers trailed by 10. And the call will be against Kevin Martin. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. To the inside.
He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. He's got to find something out there.
The shot by Kobe, no good. It's Durant with the drive. Westbrook kicks to Perkins. Over Howard. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Durant doing all sorts of things. 18 points and a decent little assist total for him, too.
Yeah, he's played really well, moving the ball around, and you'd like to see the rest of the team kind of get into that same passing groove that he's in.
And the call will be against Kevin Martin. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
That's his fourth, so he's going to have to be very careful the way he plays and pick his spots here in the second half.
And Kobe, here we go. Right through the D for the layup. Kobe's got 14 points here in the second half. Nash against Westbrook. Gasol with the block. Outside, Kobe. Nash dishes to World Peace. Lakers working the ball around now. And Kobe, here we go. Rises up and throws it down.
Rolling it down.
Yeah, he spent a little extra time on the rim there. It looked like he wanted to do a pull-up.
It looked like it checking his landing. I think Clark Mann, pretty big statement too.
Yeah, or so he'd have the refs believe.
Now here's Westbrook. Outside, Martin. Ibaka with a screen on Kobe.
Out of bounds.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
And here's Nash. Dishes it to Kobe. Back to Nash. Tries to keep it alive.
Out of bounds.
And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. Kobe against Martin. Just 5 on the clock. And Kobe, here we go. No good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. And it's Perkins with the jam.
And another quick strike for them. No question which team is running the fast break better here today.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been lethal in transition, Steve. It's one of the reasons they're out in front.
Kobe's shot is off.
And no defender was around him to influence that shot. It didn't hurt them there, but, you know, they can't make that mistake twice.
Durant for 3. Outside for Martin. Fade away. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Lakers ball.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. They can score it here, but it won't mean much.
No, not at all. Not a real chance of getting back in it at this point.
Yeah.
Steve, you think it's over?
No, it's over. This lead is just too much for them to deal with.
And Hill throws it down.
Simply said, a tremendous rebound and a tremendous dunk. T-squared.
He was a man possessed right there, Clark.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you always get from him night after night.
Defensive foul.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Russell Westbrook.
And they continue to foul, but this one's pretty much over.
Yeah, they're just extending this. We need running time in effect here, Steve.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 9-point ball game here.
Well, that's all she wrote. I think he sealed the deal with those free throws.
3 from the inbound. Morris, no good. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win.
Final score. Your Lakers 52. The Thunder 61.
Just point out the bounce. Show me the bounce. Yeah. Point out the bounce. Yeah. Timbo King.